That was quick. No pressing of buttons. Click, click, click,
No
click,
standby.
click. No standby.
No
This they
Saransh.
are learning from Saransh. So we are live. A day to go for the series 2 Test match series. that
Important
I can't
slash
wait for.
crucial
Big series.
slash
series.
big.
Actually, the first test match of
The new cycle.
of the new cycle for Indian team.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just got it turned on.
2019 vibes. Because that was the first, India West Indies was the first series even in that cycle. 2019 to 2021.
Deja
So
vu.
we'll reach the final and then lose.
Again lose.
Deja
Due to
vu.
wrong team combinations.
So deja vu, huh?
Hat-trick of
Everything.
deja vu.
So it's all moving in a circle.
Yeah, hat-trick of deja vus.
We were looking for an ICC title, then we again embark with hopes, fresh hopes. So deja vu.
With the same team, barring a few changes here and there.
Yep.
But essentially the same structure, the same team that's moving forward. Start of a new WTC cycle. But is it a big series? Is it an important series? And
It
what
is.
are you
It
looking
is
forward
an important series.
to? What
It
are you
is.
looking forward to?
Again, the beginning of the transition, the beginning of the end for a few, maybe
Beginning of the
for
end?
a few, yeah,
That's an interesting thought.
for a few,
Yeah.
for a few, and you'll have to test the youngsters. Maybe Jaiswal, Rahul may not agree. Maybe Ishan Kishan, even though I think he would want KS Bharat to play.
Same. I think I will be.
But
Yeah, we'll get
his
to it.
logic is that Ishan Kishan may get in.
Should get in.
Should get in on the South Africa tour. So my point is, if he's your long-term goal right now, if it is not KS Bharat, start with him now. Maybe Mukesh Kumar. You may get to see him in the
We'll
11.
get to it, but we were just going through some numbers. 5 test matches, and you've run out of patience with somebody like a KS Bharat who's touring with you for good
He's
2
lucky
years.
that he's played 5 test matches.
Sorry?
There are so many you've not played even a single
Yes,
test
but
match.
that's fine. You're talking
How
about
many-
long ropes and whatnot for batters,
point
let's
is-
say.
By the
Where's
way,
the long rope for
how
somebody
many
who's been-
Indian cricketers would have played 5 test matches against Australia?
Yeah.
So does KS Bharat
One
excite you?
series.
I think he's done everything right for him to merit some more time in the squad. KS Bharat.
No.
No.
I can't run out of patience based on 5 matches, given how I've seen things happen or the kind of long room that's been
See,
extended
Harshit,
to some of the other batters.
the problem is not just his batting. The problem is also his wicket keeping. If you remember the India series, the home series
Yes,
against
yes,
Australia,
yes.
he at times he seemed a little clumsy. Technically, I don't know. He wasn't the best wicket
Agreed,
keeper.
agreed.
now.
Yes, there were lapses on multiple occasions. Yeah.
So then you yourself. So
But
you're saying,
did we see those deficiencies, let's say, or glaring deficiencies? Those were glaring errors, I would say. Did we see that, let's say, in the WTC final as well? Did we
Then-
get chances to, let's say, nitpick him on his fielding lapses or his wicket keeping?
what do you,
yes, we saw.
What do you want? What do you want in a wicket keeper?
I want good keeping, of course, if I'm looking at a test match, and I want him to
Complete
be.
wicketkeeper.
Exactly.
If you're a very good batsman, let's say like Dhoni,
Yeah.
in his initial days, even with his wicket-keeping lapses, you could still give it to him.
True.
Because he was a great batsman in the making.
Yeah.
Is KS Bharat a great batsman in the making?
Are we willing to write him off for 5 matches? Is my question.
No, see, this is not social service.
Yeah.
So the selectors ought to have a long-term vision.
Yeah.
If KS Bharat is their long-term vision, so be it.
Yeah.
But if KS Bharat is not their long-term vision, and Ishan Kishan perhaps is somebody who warrants a chance, then give Ishan Kishan 2 test matches. Anyways, you know what KS Bharat can do or he can't. So if you feel after 2 test matches, oh, playing Ishan Kishan was a huge mistake, you go back to KS Bharat when you go to South Africa. But just because KS Bharat has played 5 test matches, you cannot give him 2 more.
Yeah.
And then you wait for Ishan Kishan to play in South Africa. If he's going to play in South Africa, you start with him in West Indies.
See, there are no options at this point in time when it comes to KS Bharat. You remember, even in Indian cricket, when it came to wicket keepers, we've often had an open door policy. I mean, in the 2000s, Ajay Ratra, Deep Das Gupta, Parthiv Patel, they all didn't get a massive long rope of 30, 40 test matches. After Dhoni came in and after Rishabh Pant has come in, we are feeling that, okay, Why can't other players get a lot of time? Simple. If there is no consistency with the bat,
I think
you will be
there is one skill at least in a wicket-keeper batsman in this day and age, this modern day cricket. At least you should excel in one skill out of the two. Either you have to be a very good batter, or you have to be a very good wicket-keeper. Unfortunately, at this stage, I know KS Bharat is still just 5 test matches old, but at this stage, he has not shown that he is an extraordinary batter or who has a potential to become an extraordinary batter, and also he has not shown that he is an extraordinary wicket keeper behind the stumps. But that, see, as if you ask me, I would want to play Ishan Kishan, but I think the team management might just go with KS Bharat.
That will be a defensive move.
But just one thing, I agree with KS Bharat, not really setting the stage on fire with his batting, and wicket keeping also not great. Now, if you're looking at long term, my point is, how does Ishan Kishan become the long term? What is the issue? Some places troubled him. You said that even genuine spin bowling on occasions has troubled him.
Seam bowling too.
Yeah, that's what I said. So if that has been the issue, you've looked at him as a white ball dasher. Because he's got all the strokes, he can play aggressively. Looked at it like that. But if you're looking at a test batsman, if you're looking at someone that you need to invest in, then wouldn't you look at somebody then who could be that test batter?
Maybe you would need an alternative to KS Bharat. Again, I go back to KS Bharat.
Sure.
More than Ishan Kishan. And I'm not saying that both of them are poor wicket keepers, but there are times when you look at the best of the worst. And I'm not again saying that KS Bharat has flopped. It's just that he's not been able to excite me. Secondly, you look at somebody like Rishabh Pant. When he started in international, he was more successful in
red ball
test matches than even the white ball cricket. So I would want to have a look at Ishan Kishan and then decide. Maybe KS Bharat stays. Maybe Ishan Kishan does exceedingly well in the 2 test matches, and then you continue with Ishan Kishan.
So okay, we can. I actually agree with Rahul that maybe I agree with you. Let's say if I want to gamble and I'm not really been impressed with KS Bharat, I'll also go with Ishan Kishan rather than have these doubts which I just raised about his batting. The proof of the pudding is in its eating. So let's see it. Let's throw him in the.
You know what he can do? You can always go back to
let's see him. But I kind of agree that I have a feeling that the team that will play will have KS Bharat, much to the thinking of what Harshit is saying.
That's their choice. The team belongs to them, the dugout
so
belongs to us.
So are we picking the team?
The 3 journalists there.
Yeah.
Which is a pity actually. We went to the Caribbean in 2006 and there were some 30 odd journalists traveling with the team, including some 7-8 news channels and newspapers and the websites.
Shocking that newspapers have stopped sending.
You don't need because newspapers are.
New York Times have just now sacked New York Times.
They've sacked their entire sports team because they bought the Athletic.
They don't have cricket.
But I'm saying, in New York, basketball is huge, baseball is huge.
So the reason for that is also because they invested and brought the Athletic.
Exactly.
So they've run the entire
this
thing over to that. Hence they didn't
So
need
the guys at Athletic will now have to.
So we've also seen, partially we've seen that happening here. You don't have too many shows on AajTak and on India Today, but you have shows on SportsTak and Sports Today.
But I'm giving now, so there are a few news channels which are also part of broadcasters, but they never sacked the news channel sports team because the broadcasters, two major broadcasters, also had news channel in this country. But they didn't fire the news channel reporters or the desk.
They did.
No, but they had people there who cover. No, not fully.
The strength has now come down drastically from
that's just general thing.
From 20, 25 to 30 to now they have just
3, 4.
One, maybe one.
West Indies is one of the very few places. If you're a cricket journalist, there's a story everywhere.
Yeah,
Every 100
is a
meters,
story.
it's like a mango which falls down from the tree. There's a story. You walk, you get a story. Because that place has always been very rich in terms of the cricketing history. And I think again the team management, or the senior players or the BCCI have created this wall between the team and the media, right now they must be feeling very comfortable that the media doesn't travel. But I dare say that they will very soon crave for media coverage. They will crave for media coverage. Now that the media doesn't travel, see, earlier the players used to be very private. You know, when Nikhil, me, and even you've traveled for cricket, and we would respect that privacy. Now, what happens is, because the media doesn't travel, so they post everything on their social media accounts.
Yeah.
So the media also needs to have a proper perspective to know their side of the story. Let's say KS Bharat, for example. Now KS Bharat has played 5 test matches. Go back 10 years from now, or 15 years from now, or 20 years from now. Players who would have played 5 test matches, they would have been featured in the media, they would have given interviews. So their side of the story would have come in. Now what happens is they leak stories. So the captain's side of the story will come, the coach's side of the story will come, and that's it. So that is just one-way traffic.
But they're saying that we can express ourselves via official channels.
See,
There's
they-
a BCCI social media.
They are-
there's a podcast.
By
They
the way,
are
coming to the
building.
podcast also.
They are building. They are building a
people know.
property.
But the people know.
They are building. They are developing a
See,
property.
they cannot
Everywhere
question it.
there is
They
a
will never
business
be
model
questioned.
for
Yeah.
them.
Right questions will never be asked.
Yes.
They'll do features.
Yes.
They'll do features. They'll never be questioned. And soon this country is going to ask questions of the cricketers. See, I think again this World Cup-
Cricketers. I
Yes.
think the country, the people still don't ask questions. In fact, they ask questions to the media that why don't you ask questions? The reason is that media doesn't travel. Look at journalists from Australia, England. Whenever there is a series, how many journalists travel for their series? Australia, if they come to India, if they go to England for the Ashes, South Africa, anywhere in the world, their journalists, they travel with the team, and by the way, they also get some privileges. Okay, and that is one of.
we used to get privileges. It's
But,
not that,
but now they don't
I
want
think-
to give you
I
those.
think the Indian team for a good many years.
Yeah, you
they-
must have also done some
No, no,
planted
we were
stories.
they were inclusive. Must have done what?
Planted stories.
Planted stories.
Oh yes, of course.
Remember?
Yes,
Huh?
I do remember. Yeah.
Flight cutting.
And the tour was saved because of that
by the
planted
way,
story.
Mr. Gavaskar, so often, so many times when you ask him a question, and if he thinks that this is nothing but a rumor, or people are just trying to cook up stories for some reason, he always gives that as an example. Always. Always.
Adelaide,
Yeah.
2008.
That flight is ready.
So what had happened was that when Harbhajan Singh was banned in Sydney, and there was this were you there? No.
No, I wasn't.
So there was this controversy, and then we went to Canberra for the side game. We won the test match in Perth, and the last test match was in Adelaide. Now, one day after the Adelaide test match, Justice Henson was to fly down from New Zealand, and there was this inquiry
match
against him
adjudicated.
because the Indian
No.
team had appealed against the ban. So they needed to have a hearing. And around about that time, the one-day specialists had flown into Australia. So the test match guys were to come back after the 4th test match, the last test match in Adelaide, and the one-day series was to start. So the late Mr. Chetan Chauhan was the manager, and I think 3rd or the 4th day of the test match, he said ki there's a big story. So I met him in the stands. He said कि हमने एक जहाज तैयार करके रख लिया है at the Melbourne airport. So all the one-day specialists were in Melbourne. They were asked to fly down to Adelaide, and he said कि there's an aircraft, a private aircraft which is ready, and we've told Cricket Australia that if the ban is not overturned, our team is going to fly back home, and the one-day series is off. So that created pressure on the Australians. So they started to believe the fact that, and the Indians had the resources. Lalit Modi was the brainchild behind this story.
Conspiracy theory.
So once the stories started coming out and there was pressure on Australia, IS Bindra flew down from Delhi to Adelaide. overnight.
Sahara or Kingfisher? Who had provided that aircraft?
I don't know.
No, but you were very precise with those
No, I
details.
wasn't. The airline I didn't know.
They won't to be in Sahara in
No.
Australia, na?
Private.
Jet.
No, they may have
They may
hired
have-
Qantas.
No,
Yeah.
he would
Could have been
have.
Qantas, Singapore,
hire
anybody.
No, private jet
Virgin
he can.
Atlantic.
His
But I
own
don't
private
know.
jet he could have.
Private
But
given.
not a airline.
So, but you know, that was Bharat Mata ki jai. So the point is that
So does Air India.
you know, the Indian team and the media had very good relations. So much so that even the likes of Sachin Tendulkar,
Harry Brooks.
Rahul Dravid, and everybody, you could chat, you could talk to them, have their sense of perspective. And now there's this wall, which may suit the players now, but it suits only a few, by the way. It doesn't suit all the players.
Exactly.
So, how many players do you see in advertisements? How many players have sponsors? So, earlier, you would have 15 players being sponsored by some advertiser or the other.
And
Now, do you know how KS Bharat would sound like if you
Exactly.
close your eyes?
If you
If
do-
he's sitting in the room,
you do
would
an-
you be able to recognize his
you
voice?
do an audio interview with him, come back to us and say, I've done an interview with KS Bharat, we'll say no.
Or
You are
maybe-
lying.
or
Is your
maybe
friend-
if
you are
you
lying.
lie,
It
or
is your
maybe if
friend
you
from
lie,
Mumbai.
we may believe you.
Yeah.
So the point is, only a few of the star players, they will get the attention. Anyways, they may not need the media, but the lesser players do.
Okay, so we are going to quickly take a call since we started with KS Bharat. We are not making the team that's likely to play. We're making the team that we want.
No. I am making a team that I think India will play.
Yeah, but that,
Yeah, I think that's a better approach so that you can give a insight as to for our viewers.
do you have any insight?
He may have.
No, if he says yes, then I'll believe him. If he says no, then you give your 11.
Earlier we used to.
No, even now you do. Even now you do. Even
Yeah,
now you
actually,
do. I
yes.
mean, you broke the story.
Salil Ankola is there in West
I
Indies.
mean, by the way, whatever, yeah, I must compliment you. You broke the story on Ajit Agarkar.
Yeah.
While people were speculating about Ravi Shastri, Dilip
Venksatkar.
Venksatkar,
No, but
you
we-
were precise almost 1 week before the announcement. How did you
but-
know that?
No, I think both of us got to know about it.
No, you did.
No, you. But just that he. I think it was a Saturday morning, and somebody called, and not somebody called. We
A little
tried.
birdie.
No. We tried to inquire. We tried to speak to a few people, and then finally we arrived at the conclusion that Ajit Agarkar is the only name.
Saturday afternoon.
Is the only name. Then I told him, please don't mess around with this news like you've done in the past. So, karte.
Don't sleep over.
By the way, on Monday we came to office.
So Saturday went by,
And-
Sunday he said, I will wait.
Not me, by the way, not me. And then on Monday also, I don't know where he was. In Noida, Greater Noida. There's some Uptown. What is that on Expressway? Mall.
Uptown, yeah.
Uptown.
No,
I don't
not
know.
Uptown. Something else.
Okay, wherever he had some meeting. With those.
99, Sector 98.
Yeah, so I called him.
Where is 98?
Expressway.
So I called him. I said, "Are you coming back?" He said, "Why? What happened?" I said, "We have to do this story before we leave for home." So he said, "Okay." I think he was just parking his car outside. So he said, "Chalo, theek hai." Then we did
He's
that.
not parking my car outside.
Outside, as in
Inside.
inside, not
Inside, outside, you mean?
compound. Yeah, in the that is where, like it happened with Jasprit Bumrah. Called me in the morning. Yeah, Rahul, Jasprit Bumrah is
Achha, I thought Jasprit Bumrah.
Jasprit Bumrah is out of Jasprit out of T20 World Cup and all these World Cups. He's not going to play and everything. Okay, I said, मैं अभी बस नहा रहा हूँ यार, अभी भी एक फोन आया था. I called back. He said that Jasprit Bumrah is not going to be available for the entire for next 6 odd months. Take the Asia Cup T20. I said, let's break it. He said, करते हैं. So then, by the way, निकले घर से रास्ते में we attended must have met a few people, stopped few met a few banda also there, because and then somebody from the office called that, sir, is Jasprit Bumrah out of the World Cup? So he said, why? Somebody has filed it, sorry. He said, wait, I am doing it. And not for the first
So
time.
pick the 11. Yeah.
No, so are we picking R11?
I think first
Let's go
five.
to R11.
I think first
Ah,
five
no, do
names.
both.
First five
Do
names.
both. Harshit, you start. Your 11 and the 11.
No, so एक second. The openers, okay, let's
I think
go
first
now.
five-
Everyone agrees. Rohit
first
Sharma,
five, I think-
Shubman Gill.
Shubman
No,
Gill.
number 3, there is a debate.
Jaiswal.
Huh?
Yes,
There's
Jaiswal.
Jaiswal and Ruturaj.
No,
I think Jaiswal is playing.
Jaiswal.
Jaiswal.
Jaiswal is playing.
Chalo, ठीक है, done. So number 3
And
is
team,
also done.
team will also pick him?
4. You have any doubts?
No. Is the team also going?
Yeah.
You have to ask him about
Number 4.
Number 4?
Yeah. Everybody.
Number 5.
You talking about number 4?
No, I'm saying, do you want to have a discussion
Did
on
you
number
ever have a
4?
discussion
No.
when Sachin Tendulkar
So
is
that's it.
batting at number
So
4?
we'll not have a
The
discussion
king.
on number
King
4.
Kohli.
Number 4, we are not having any discussions. Number
There
5.
have only
Also
been
no
two
discussion.
kings in cricket. King
Viv.
Viv Richards and King
Kohli.
And now there is King Charles.
In cricket, please.
Yeah.
Two king. So there are many kings.
King Edward. So number 5 will be your vice captain.
Of course.
Number 6 will be Jadeja.
No.
Six
My
and-
number 6 will be
Ishan
Ishan
Kishan.
Kishan.
Okay.
And 7 will be Jadeja.
Fair enough.
Acha. No, okay, let's do Jadeja 6 if you all
Fine.
agree. You can
Ah,
put it
Jadeja
aside.
is in the team.
We're all on the
So
same page
six.
till number 5.
6, yeah. Jadeja also everyone. Is there anyone who's not agree?
Number
Or
7.
you can pick 2 spinners.
Pick 2 spinner. Okay, let's pick the wicketkeeper. Make it simple.
Yeah.
5 are done. Let's pick the wicketkeeper at 6.
Ishan.
Ishan.
Yeah, I want to see Ishan. So that's why.
Ishan. Virat.
I think team might just go in with the KS
What is
Bharat.
your choice?
Ishan Kishan.
Bas done. So Ishan Kishan.
You must tell the
Now
team.
we are going with
But I
our
agree
best.
with him. But the team will play KS Bharat.
Yeah.
I picked Ishan, but I think team will play KS.
So,
So till
then-
6 is done.
then 7.
Now 7 is yours. 1 spinner.
No, 7 is okay.
Ravindra Jadeja.
Jadeja.
Jaddu.
Everyone.
Jadeja.
And now 8 is the second spinner.
Ashwin. Ashwin. The goat of.
So Akshar
Three
sits
wickets,
here.
yeah, to get to 700 international wickets.
So Akshar is sitting out for all of us, right? So
Yeah,
that is
Ravichandran
your
Ashwin
setup.
is your
Now
number
you have
8.
3 fast bowlers.
I think Siraj, Unadkat, and
It's Siraj,
Yeah, Siraj.
Unadkat, everyone agrees.
By the way, leader of this pace bowling attack, we're going through some numbers. 82 wickets is what the complete bowling unit has as far as test wickets go, out of which 52 are with Siraj. So,
Wow.
you want to call it
A
experience?
lot better than what you had in Brisbane, yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Much better.
You had
That time
some
you was-
16, 18 wickets, yeah.
Yeah.
Or 10 wickets. Something like that.
Your
Back then,
leader
yes.
of the attack was Siraj.
Again,
Two test
who's
matches.
playing his second
Two
test?
test
Who's playing
I
his-
think 11 or 13
He was playing his second
wickets.
test. Yeah.
So I think.
Rajan Saini Thakur. That was your
So
pace
imagine. So at least till number 9, you have proper batting. Because Unadkat will
Unadkat
come.
also bats.
He will
Will
get
come
the
into
ball
bat.
open.
Jaydev Unadkat.
Yeah,
He
I
has
think
to-
everybody.
Any specific reason behind that?
He bowls
What
in
are the
bats.
options?
No. There are 4, 5.
You have Shardul Thakur, Navdeep Saini, and Mukesh Kumar. These are your 3 options.
No. So
You
Jaydev
ha-
Unadkat
is playing.
because of
Because of 1, he's a left armer,
Okay.
and 2, you've included him even in your ODI squad. So I
Because-
think
he was
and
there
very-
in
no. Jaydev has to play.
No,
And
and also
WTC
because I
also he was
remember you
there.
once told me
He
that
was there as a WTC option also.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
you also I remember once told me that lick ke le lo Jaydev Unadkat WTC final he's going. He may or may not
I
play.
had faith, yeah.
Yeah. So and I think they are ready to because the Indian support staff, I think they've been investing a lot of time on Jaydev Unadkat, especially his batting. So number 9 is Jaydev Unadkat. Number 10 is Mohammad Siraj.
Yeah. We
No
had
Shardul,
done.
in your
Now
team.
you're left
9
with just one fast bowler. By the way,
Yes.
Shardul, you have to pick one out of Shardul, Saini, Navdeep
And
Saini,
and
and
Mukesh.
Mukesh.
I'll pick Mukesh. Shardul again, we never pick him in our 11. He plays and it does exceedingly well.
Like-
Surprises everybody.
Yeah.
But I somehow feel that if you're playing with 3 fast bowlers, Shardul somehow cannot be the third. He can always be a good 4th fast bowler. Third, I think Mukesh, because Nikhil would remember in the WTC final at the Oval, when we would enter the ground at 8:30 or so in the morning, and the Australians would be practicing. The only Indian that you would see after 9:30, 9:40 on the ground doing something or the other would be Mukesh Kumar.
Because
But how does that
Exactly.
result in him playing? Which is true.
Investment.
Yeah.
and also I think once Jaydev Unadkat is there, and in West Indies against West Indies, I'm not saying that West Indies will be a cakewalk, just that I think you are still batting at number 9. So one of the reasons why you always pick Shardul Thakur is also because he's a very good batter. He can get you runs down the order. So you already have at number 8 Ashwin, who has an exceptional record in West Indies, both as a batter and as a bowler. So you don't need, I think, Shardul Thakur. So now you are left with 2 options. You have to pick one out of the 2, Navdeep Saini or Mukesh Kumar. You're going with
Mukesh.
Nikhil?
Yeah, even I'm going with Mukesh because you know
Mukesh.
he's been consistently part of your teams previously
Mukesh,
also, but just warming the bench. So let's see him,
his domestic record
Is very good.
is very good.
especially in red ball.
Yeah, red ball.
especially in red
you know, it just crossed my mind. You're talking about domestic cricket and red ball. Ishan Kishan, by the way, he doesn't even keep wickets for Jharkhand anymore in red ball cricket
But he's been picked in the Indian team
as a wicket keeper.
as a wicket keeper who can bat or a batsman who
No,
can.
just a thought that I
Yeah,
wanted to share.
So 11 done.
11 is done. So that's it. That's all the time that we have today. We're in a bit of a rush.
I do feel that Shardul
Good.
could actually play in the 11.
Even just as there was a caveat for Bharat, and we
There'll be
picked
one
Ishan
for
Kishan,
Shardul. Yeah.
but Bharat will play. Similarly, I agree. I also have a feeling that we've picked Mukesh, but I think Shardul will be that third.
But also his test record 9 tests, 29 wickets.
Yeah,
Crazy.
By
good.
the way,
yeah, it
He
is.
took a 11-wicket haul in Johannesburg.
at one stage when India looked to be coming back into that WTC final,
It
was
got you the breakthrough. Yeah.
because of that, both with ball and bat.
Partnership
Gutsy
with
player.
Rahane. Yeah.
Gutsy player.
Yeah.
Khadus.
Mumbai ka Khadus, yes.
He's not from Mumbai though,
Yeah,
technically.
yeah, he's from I think Palghar or
Palghar,
somewhere outside,
yeah.
outskirts of
Outskirts.
Mumbai.
Yeah.
See you. Bye bye. Tomorrow live.
But India will need to
At-
bat well.
Yes.
They
By
will
the way,
bat
West
well.
Indies don't take them lightly. Huh?
Their
They
pace
don't
bowling
keep-
attack is really good.
Yeah, Alzari
Surprised
Joseph.
if West
Especially-
Indies
Kima Roach.
Kima Roach.
used
Roach,
Boulder. In the 2 combined innings, they don't get even 300 runs. But they're bowling with
yeah.
the Duke's ball. You'll have to watch out for it.
Spinners also good that they've got. Cornwall.
Cornwall.
And they've got
Their
that
left arm
armer.
Rakeem Cornwall.
No,
Cornwall
left
no.
arm,
And
left
Jumal
arm.
Warrican.
Warrican.
I was reading somewhere that Virat needs some 440 odd runs in 4 innings if he is to get back to the 50 average. Yeah. So Harshit, will he get these runs? Will he get to the average 50? Do you think so?
He'll probably just miss out narrowly.
Just
I see him getting
400
100
runs.
though.
score 430.
How can
400
100 in each innings, 100 in each
double.
innings?
No, maybe like a
triple.
daddy 100 or something.
Maybe
But I do
triple
see him,
100.
I do see him getting 100
has a
for
triple
sure.
100.
I see him getting 100 in these 4
He's saying
innings
he'll
for sure.
just miss out. So that
Could be
means
399.
4 for 30. If he needs 440, 430.
No.
I don't think so.
400 runs in.
India
If
may
you
not get 4 innings.
exactly, man.
that's another thing.
Another thing which I was going to
Also, rain is a big threat in Dominica.
No.
No, he's a.
So will the average go down or maybe marginally it will go up?
Marginally go up.
Yeah. even I
So
think
you are
it'll
saying
go
in
up.
this series at least,
Yeah.
he'll average over 49, 50.
Only for he'll just go to 49, but I don't think he's crossing the 50 average mark.
Okay.
This
He won't get to 50. As an average.
Overall.
Average.
No,
Average.
this series average.
This series average should.
Will he or will he not?
No.
49?
his overall average in the West Indies is 35. So barring that 200, take out the 200 that he made in North Sound. It's been a lean patch for Virat in West Indies.
Against
Viv had gone to see him bat then.
in West Indies against West Indies, I still feel again your middle order and lower middle order. Ajinkya Rahane, Ravindra Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin
And Shardul.
will do the bulk of scoring.
So you're beginning 5 onwards, not 4 onwards. Any
Sorry?
specific reason?
No, because that's what has happened. Ravichandran Ashwin will be my
No,
best
not
bet.
Ashwin. You're saying Rahane
Will be my best batter in the Caribbeans.
Ashwin.
Yeah, he's always
Of
been
course.
with both with ball and bat.
He'll be the savior. That's what he's saying.
I think Rahane will get runs.
Yeah, Rahane, because
Rahane will get most
see,
runs.
he
He's
is
my pick for most
he can actually, he is also looking at something, no?
Yeah.
Vice captain today, maybe captain tomorrow.
Yeah.
If 89, those 89 runs can get him to vice captaincy.
What was this conversation between Rohit and him regarding 5 p.m. and post 5 p.m.? What was it?
Nothing much to do. फिर 5 बजे के बाद तो
Focus in the Caribbean because it's such a laid back environment. It's a,
And Dominica.
And vacation spots. How do you maintain the focus
So what do you do
after the game ends?
No,
100
not game.
During the
5 p.m.
5 p.m. During the game until that time till 5 p.m. maintain 100% focus. After that you don't need to.
Of course, you don't need.
You don't need to at all. Whatever it is, just relax and enjoy after 5 p.m.
Somebody asked Rahane age. He said, I'm still
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
अभी तभी मैं जवान हूँ. Yes.
And in fact, people spoke to him about that you played under Rohit. He said actually WTC is the only time that I played under him.
Yes, that was the first time he had played under
Very
Rohit
interesting.
Sharma.
Yeah, and Rohit Sharma has captained India in
Yeah.
only 7 test matches.
Yes.
No, he'll get the runs, yeah, with this bat.
Are he will. Oh, why is that bat broken?
He's a good back foot player, and West Indies he'll have to, somebody who plays on the back foot more will get runs in the West Indies.
Yep.
Shane?
I would say no. I think surprise pick Yashasvi.
Highest run scorer for India
Possible.
across hopefully 4 innings. Okay.
Why not Rohit?
Exactly.
Rohit will get the
Average of
Why not
90.
Shubman?
Yeah.
And then why not 2 weekends if anyone? Why not Ishan Kishan?
I am still banking on your
Ashwin.
middle order and lower middle order. Rahane onwards.
Ash Tata.
I know you've been a fan of Ashwin all your
Yeah.
life, so you're also a gutsy
Not
cricketer.
all my life. Ever since
That's why he
life is the recent past.
ever since I've been following Ravichandran Ashwin
on
He's
Twitter.
somebody.
Not
In that case, the
on all social media.
You can't call him
Also
a fan, right?
Very enterprising, yeah, Ashwin.
Very.
Yeah.
He deserved to
Exa-
lead India, yeah.
Yeah.
That you also know he cannot.
I said he deserved.
A lot of people deserved.
Why couldn't he have been India's captain, by the way?
South Africa next
Bishan
World.
Singh Bedi was your captain. And this is no reason, yeah.
Bishan Singh
Venkat
Bedi-
Raghavan was your captain.
No, Venkat Raghavan was always your
Kumble was your captain.
while the World Cup was
Kumble.
and he was your क्या कहते हैं उसको यार compromise candidate, compromise captain.
But he was captain. Kumble was captain. Bumrah, you looked
Yeah.
at him as captain.
Yes.
Yeah, Ravichandran Ashwin, because
He
you
can be
don't-
like Shane Warne, the greatest captain the nation didn't have.
No, but Shane Warne and Ravichandran Ashwin, Shane Warne captained a team in the IPL.
Yeah, Rajasthan Royals first.
Ashwin also captained a team in the IPL.
that went well.
Maybe he was ahead of the time. Ashwin, with his ideas.
Of course.
Yeah, see, somebody
He's
got
a
to be
true
receptive to your
revolutionary.
ideas.
He's a brainy guy, yeah.
He's a true revolutionary.
If the team wasn't receptive to his ideas, what could he have done?
Exactly. Which Indian active cricketer would have thought that we can actually have a YouTube channel also?
Yeah,
See,
exactly.
firstly,
And he was the only one, by the way,
Yeah.
who got to do a pitch report at the Oval
yeah.
before the WTC final.
Also, I'm not sure how many Indian players, as in the current setup, would also have the audacity to say that we're okay, just colleagues, we're not friends.
Yes.
He did that.
No, but that depends on players to players. Because a lot of players,
But
you know, look at the kind of camaraderie
A lot
that.
of them might say it, but he said it.
But you see,
Nikhil, it would
what
depend.
most cricketers give us
it
the
would
impression is
depend
that it's
from
all
player to
rosy,
player
it's all
also.
flowery,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
it's all hunky dory.
So no, a lot of
No, but
players.
while playing, he has a point that while playing,
Huh?
for a player to say it is rare. He may
Exactly.
feel like that, but to
No, I'm
mention
sure.
it. I'm sure a lot of players felt like this before him.
I
also in
know,
different
I know,
generations.
I know a lot of players in that Indian team, in that Indian dressing room, who are very close to each other. Very
Yeah,
close.
yeah, I'm sure. Everyone can't be the same, right?
Exactly.
Each
So
team,
it can
I agree.
actually, you know,
But you're saying that
maybe-
he's the only one who feels like that.
Yes.
I'm sure there must be others also.
maybe one more.
He did say they were enemies.
No, he didn't say that.
We were just colleagues. teammates.
Which is a working relationship, basically. It's a
No,
working
but I
relationship.
think a lot of these players who've graduated from under 19 level, they are look at the kind of camaraderie that Shubman Gill and Ishan Kishan share, and it's not just evident in this on this tour of West Indies. Even while they were playing for different franchisees for the last couple of years, Kuldeep Yadav, Yuzi Chahal, you have Rohit Sharma had such a great bond with most of these Indian cricketers
Before he was the captain.
before he was the captain.
But again, when you become a captain,
Yes.
things change.
Same was with Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one
And-
of the boys
Yeah.
who could mimic
Yes.
people, was have fun, joke around, everything.
And the problem is, the moment you get a little too close to one particular player, then you will have to face accusations like Dhoni used to.
Yeah.
Dhoni, that RP Singh, all these players,
Jadeja.
Jadeja and all
Raina.
these players, Suresh Raina, that that he's been biased towards these players, favoring. So that's the flip side of it.
Ashwin debating with Ponting on Mankading. Wow. That would have meant some serious content and analysis. That's why. Ash Anna is.
Maybe he might do it on his YouTube.
Content
Have
king.
to say.
He is. I mean,
But I raised a complaint about that pitch report with the relevant authorities.
And,
Nothing came of it.
but again,
he
what?
did it even in Centurion also.
He was the first and maybe the only current playing cricketer who spoke about the timings of the World Cup.
World Cup, yes.
Shift in the timings of the World
On
Cup.
his YouTube.
Due.
No player has ever dared to do that.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
said because of the due and in those months, we'll have to shift the timing. You
Yeah.
can't start at 2 o'clock. He said 11:30 or something. So,
Maybe he thinks that his chances of playing in
no,
the
he
11.
knows that he's not going to be in the World Cup.
I'm sure he'll harbor some.
No. I think he's.
You
For
may be
all
talking
practical
reality,
purposes
but
and-
you would have said the same thing ahead of the
2022 as
World
well.
Cup.
I think it must have been communicated to him also. If not in as many words, I think the indications must. He must have spoken to Rahul Dravid,
But
Rohit
somebody needs
Sharma.
to use his brains while the World Cup is on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry?
To change the.
So I think somebody needs to watch his YouTube channel regularly.
Or maybe, you never know.
But at times
He
when
could be
the
seen on
AajTak India Today,
some platform or the other. Yeah.
Sports Tak, Sports
even
Today.
even if he's not, he has his own platform.
Yep.
I तो won't be here.
Well,
No, but I thought I'll be traveling then, no?
So he could travel to that place where you are traveling.
Oh, he's showing us the message, his messages being
Friends are calling
exchanged
me,
with
they're calling us now.
your
Chalo.
friend.
See you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
See you tomorrow
Yes.
at 6.
6:30.
For the big /
Big series.
important / news cycle. Whatever. Bye bye.